Hold on. You're telling me the Pittsburgh Steelers were ready to make a move for Jaylen Waddle, and Mike McDaniel shut it down by demanding a first-round pick and more? And you know what? That might be the gutsiest, most brilliant move Mike McDaniel has made all season. Because in a year where everything has gone wrong, where the Dolphins are drowning at 2-7, McDaniel looked at one of his most valuable assets and said, if you want him, you're going to pay through the nose for him. And I'm here to tell you, that was absolutely the right call. Let me paint the picture for you. The trade deadline was approaching, and the rumor mill was churning. Reports from November 1st confirmed that there was serious buzz around Jaylen Waddle. Teams were calling. The Pittsburgh Steelers, desperate for a number one receiver to complement their playoff push in the AFC North, were among the most aggressive suitors. Waddle would have been the perfect fit for Pittsburgh, a dynamic, explosive playmaker who could stretch the field and create separation. But Mike McDaniel put up a wall. He set a price that nobody, not even the Steelers, was willing to meet. At least a first-round pick plus additional assets. And you know what happened? The Steelers walked away. Every team walked away. And Jaylen Waddle is still a Miami Dolphin. Now, let me be clear about what this price tag represents. This wasn't McDaniel opening the door to negotiations. This wasn't him saying, make us an offer and we'll see what we can work out. This was McDaniel slamming the door shut and saying, unless you're willing to make a Godfather offer, an offer so good we can't refuse, Jaylen Waddle is not going anywhere. And that's exactly the right approach. Because here's the thing, Waddle is not just another receiver. He's a generational speed talent. He's 25 years old. He just signed a contract extension. He's one half of the most dangerous receiver duo in the NFL alongside Tyreek Hill. You don't give that away for anything less than a king's ransom. Let's talk about why this was such a smart move from a strategic standpoint. The Dolphins are having a terrible season, no question, but they're not in full rebuild mode. They're retooling. They're trying to figure out what went wrong and how to fix it. And one of the things that clearly did not go wrong is a receiver position. Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle are elite. They're not the problem. The problem is the offensive line. The problem is the quarterback play. The problem is a lack of physicality and toughness. So why would you trade away one of the few things that's actually working? By setting that astronomical price, McDaniel protected the Dolphins from making a panic move. He protected them from doing something they regret in a year or two when they're trying to compete again. And let's talk about what this means for the Pittsburgh Steelers, because I think this is fascinating. Pittsburgh wanted Waddle badly. They're in win-now mode. They've got a solid defense. They've got a competent quarterback in Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, depending on who's starting. But they're missing that true number one receiver who can take over games. Waddle would have been perfect for them. But they looked at that price tag, a first-round pick or more, and they said, that's too steep. And you know what? They were probably right to walk away. Mortgaging your future for a wide receiver when you're not a true Super Bowl contender is a dangerous game. The Steelers made the smart call by not overpaying, and the Dolphins made the smart call by demanding that overpay. Here's the critical analysis in the article, and I think this nails it. Mike McDaniel's demand for a first-round pick plus additional assets was not an invitation to negotiate. It was a declaration of value. By setting such a high price on a player who recently signed an extension, the Dolphins signaled that they would only accept a Godfather offer. The Steelers wanted Waddle, but paying a first-round pick and mortgaging the future for a wide receiver was considered too high for any team. That's exactly right. This wasn't about shopping Waddle. This was about making it clear that Waddle is untouchable unless someone completely blows him away with an offer. And let's be honest, keeping Waddle is one of the only wins Dolphins fans can celebrate off the field this season, because it means the front office still believes in the talent on this roster. It means they still think they can compete if they fix the right things. And most importantly, it means that when the Dolphins eventually figure out their quarterback situation, whether that's giving Tua one more chance, trading for Kyler Murray, or drafting someone new, they're going to have elite weapons to build around. Imagine a scenario where the Dolphins bring in a new quarterback next season, and he's got Tyreek Hill, Jaylen Waddle, and Devon Achane to work with. That's a foundation for success. That's a supporting cast that can elevate a young quarterback and make him look great. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, What does this say about Mike McDaniel's future? Because on one hand, he's coaching a team that's 2-7. He's on the hot seat. There are rumors he could be fired at the end of the season. But on the other hand, he just made a move that shows he's thinking long-term. He's protecting the franchise's assets. He's not panicking. He's not selling off pieces just to save his own job. And honestly, that's the kind of leadership you want from a head coach. McDaniel could have easily said, trade Waddle, get whatever you can, and let's start over. But he didn't. He said, we're not giving away our best players for anything less than premium value. That takes guts. That takes conviction. And it shows that McDaniel still believes in this team's potential, even in the middle of a loss season. Here's what this means for the future. The fact that Waddle wasn't traded doesn't mean the rumors are gone forever. If the Dolphins continue to struggle, if they miss the playoffs again next year, those trade conversations will come back. But for now, Waddle is locked in. He's a cornerstone. He's a building block. And the Dolphins are betting that with the right moves this offseason, fixing the offensive line, addressing the quarterback situation, adding toughness and physicality, they can turn this thing around and compete in 2026. Keeping Waddle is essential to that plan. Let me also point out the broader message this sends to the locker room. By refusing to trade Waddle, the Dolphins are telling their players, we're not giving up. We're not tearing this thing down. We believe in you, and we're going to fight to make this work. That's important for morale. That's important for culture. Because if the front office had started shipping out star players, it would have signaled to everyone that the season is over, that management has quit, and that there's no point in trying anymore. By holding firm, by keeping the core intact, the Dolphins are saying, we're still in this fight. Here's my final take, and I want to be crystal clear about this. Mike McDaniel made the absolute right call by setting that astronomical price for Jaylen Waddle. The Steelers wanted him. Other teams probably called. But nobody was willing to meet that first-round pick plus demand. And that's exactly how it should have been. Waddle is a generational talent. He's 25 years old. He's under contract. He's one of the most explosive receivers in the NFL. You don't trade that away for anything less than a haul. The Dolphins are not in fire sale mode. They're retooling. And keeping Waddle is a critical part of that retool. When this team figures out its quarterback situation, when they fix the offensive line, when they add the pieces they need to compete, they're going to be thrilled that they still have Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle leading the way. This was a statement move. This was McDaniel saying, we're not panicking. We know what we have, and we're not giving it away. But that's my take. Do you think the Dolphins were right to demand a first-round pick for Waddle, or should they have taken a lesser offer and started rebuilding? Was this McDaniel protecting the franchise's future, or was it stubbornness that could backfire? And what does this mean for the Steelers, who are now stuck trying to compete without a true number one receiver? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives into the moves that define franchises, hit that subscribe button and let's keep breaking down what really matters.